Tonight on Newsbeat, students walked out of class in protest to the budget cuts. We'll tell you what happened at Memorial Tower.
Also, one major Baton Rouge street is getting bigger to benefit drivers.
And Taylor Curette joins us to talk about the Tigers' loss on the hardwood last night.
All this and more, Newsbeat starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to Newsbeat. I'm Matt Houston.
And I'm Laura Savannah-Christie. Thanks for joining us. Governor John Bel Edwards' announcement about the potential higher education budget cuts has students growing increasingly concerned. LSU students banded together today to express that concern and send a message to lawmakers that they will not tolerate any more cuts to their education.
Today can be the start of something very profound and something very important, of LSU students and students across the state organizing and making it clear that we are sick of being the collateral damage of politics as usual.
LSU students staged a class walkout and rally Thursday in response to potential budget cuts to higher education. They're sending a message to state lawmakers: no more cuts to education.
It's bad right now, but it's only going to be worse next year. And we have got to plug up these budget shortfalls, and we've got to figure out ways of getting new revenue. I know there's going to be cuts. That's just the thing. But we have to start taking in revenue too. We can't just keep cutting and cutting and cutting, because that's just not conducive to fixing this problem.
Once out of the classroom, students called their legislators during the rally, asking them to keep funding higher education.
I think it's important to be aware of what's going on, because if the university closes, then I can't graduate in May.
Speakers at the rally emphasized the importance of student involvement in legislative issues that involve their education.
It is impossible to understate the role that student activists have to play in this current mess.
This place has made my life better. I never knew that LSU could bring this much to my life, and I have to fight to save it.
Which is why LSU alumni like Peter Jenkins and these students, many of whom walked out of their sociology classes, say they felt compelled to make this statement.
This is how change happens, and this is how we are going to win.
Reporting for Tiger TV, I'm Gillian Breedy.
Students are planning a march on the state capitol Friday, February 19th, starting at noon. You can find out more information at the Save Our Schools LA Facebook page.
Many LSU students take Nicholson Drive in their daily commute and are used to the morning and evening traffic, but soon you may be able to ride along with ease. DOTD plans to expand the section of Nicholson and Guerrier from Burbank to Brightside. Officials want to add 2 more lanes to the road to help the congestion and could ease contraflow after big events like LSU football games and Bayou Country Superfest. This project is part of the Green Light Plan that was approved back in 2006. Construction could begin as early as 2018 and would take 8 months to complete. The misuse of prescription drugs is a growing health issue, and a new program is helping Louisiana residents to get rid of those unwanted medications. Tiger TV's Michaela Morgan has more.
This is the National Association of Drug Abuse.
Prescription drug abuse continues to grow at alarming rates.
Teenagers used to get their drugs from the street, go and meet somebody on the back street corner. Today, if they want drugs, they're looking at our medicine cabinets.
The National Association of Drug Diversion says teens 12 to 17 abuse prescription medicine more than any other drug. But what makes these drugs so easy to abuse? Many say it's due to the lack of a proper disposal place for these medicines after they have expired.
NADI's, the National Association of Drug
Manager of
Diversion
Louisiana's
Investigators.
Federal Investigation says a new partnership between Blue Cross and Blue Shield, the National Association of Drug Diversion Investigations, and law enforcement is giving the public the opportunity to dispose of these unwanted drugs.
Anytime that they look in the medicine cabinet and notice, I'm not using this medication, never finished that bottle, we're going to want them to take it to one of our safe disposal sites.
And dropping off any unwanted medication is as simple as sending off a letter. The boxes are currently in 3 police stations across the state, and they hope to see even more in the future.
Amazing.
For Tiger TV, I'm Michaela Morgan.
To find a complete list of what you can and cannot drop off in the drop-off boxes, visit naddi.org.
A house in Southern California caught fire overnight, and the house was filled with marijuana. Firefighters arrived and quickly put out the flames. That's when they realized both the unattached garage and the house were filled with weed. Both had been converted into marijuana grow houses. Nobody was at the home, so nobody was arrested.
A woman is facing charges in Virginia after police say she attacked a Wendy's worker because of a wrong order. John Burkett reports.
You've heard the expression hangry, a combination of hungry and angry.
She matched me in size, but she had a lot of heart because she came for me. She swung.
Wendy's worker LaTanya Nelson says this woman, 25-year-old Lovely Robinson,
I was like, you know, you can't be in here. You got to go.
would fit the script for angriest customer she's ever personally served.
Cursing at me, and she said, I'll come across the counter. I was back there. I said, okay. And she came back there, and she tried to come for me, but I defended myself.
Throwing haymakers where they cook hot fries. Nelson says she couldn't believe the appetite for destruction.
She clamped down on, like, right above my kneecap. Yeah, like I continued to punch her because she was biting me.
Leaving a biggie-sized bite mark above Nelson's left knee. Nelson says she was able to fight Robinson off. Henrico police charged the Richmond woman with malicious wounding, intentionally damaging property, preventing law enforcement from making an arrest, and trespassing. That's the charge Nelson says kicked the violence off, claiming Robinson stormed in the lobby behind another employee after changing her order of 2 spicy chicken sandwiches.
She switched the order to 4 of the 99-cent chicken sandwiches. Like, so I guess she didn't have $11, she only had 4.
After the bite, Nelson was able to return to work Tuesday night.
Coming up in sports, we'll get you guys ready for some baseball and hear what the Tigers basketball team said themselves. What exactly went wrong against Alabama? There's a shot of the new Bob Pettit statue right outside the PMAC. That's set to be unveiled in less than 10 days before LSU hosts Florida. Welcome into sports, everybody. I'm Taylor Curette. On the Tigers' minds, Wednesday night was taking care of Alabama. Coming off momentum from Saturday's top 25 win over Texas A&M and an undefeated home record in the SEC, LSU fans expected this team to be kind of figuring things out. But after a 76-69 loss and dropping to 16-10, the Tigers left fans leaving the PMAC disappointed, scratching their heads yet again.
They made big plays tonight. We failed to do that, only shooting 57% from the line in 38 for the game.
You know, they shot incredibly well, and that's really the only way I say that we didn't. We gave up too many offensive rebounds, missed free throws, just little things that hurt us.
For me, it's a mental thing. I think I need to concentrate a little bit more when I get to the line, and just one of those nights.
After going 23-29 from the line on Saturday, LSU missed 15 from the strike in Wednesday's loss. 9 of those shots coming from freshman Ben Simmons. And that pressure won't get any easier for Simmons and the Tigers as they now head on a tough road trip, starting with Tennessee on Saturday afternoon. When's baseball season? That's what LSU fans love to ask whenever another LSU team loses. Good news, guys. It's this Friday. Head coach Paul Mainieri and his 5th-ranked Tigers return to Alex Box Stadium, hosting the Cincinnati Bearcats at 7 o'clock. Junior Jared Poche will get the start on the bump for LSU. Poche, the quote-unquote veteran on this pitching staff, with an 18-5 career record, and he will share the mound with Cincinnati's Andrew Zellner, who had an ERA of 3.63 last season. But, of course, the big question remains, how will LSU replace the plate production of losing 8 starters from a season ago? Tigers look to answer that and more in this 3-game weekend series. If it's too cold out there at Alex Box for you guys, things will certainly be fired up in the PMAC as 6th-ranked Gymnastics hosts 8th-ranked Auburn in a top 10 SEC showdown. Events kick off at 7:30. That's it for sports, guys. Back to you at the desk.
A U.S. district judge rejects the plea deal for former Saints player Darren Sharper. Sharper pled guilty to rape-related drug charges back in May 2015. Sharper's attorneys came to an agreement with federal prosecutors for a 9-year sentence for the crimes. Judge Malazzo rejected the deal because she said it didn't reflect the seriousness of the crimes. Sentencing guidelines for charges of this nature usually run 15 to 20 years in prison. Sharper has until March 3rd to change his plea. Coming up after the break, a popular tradition is in season.
Stay tuned to find out what we mean. Girl Scout cookie season is officially in full swing in Sacramento. Nearly 1,500 volunteers pitched in at Saturday's Girl Scout cookie mega drop at Cal Expo. About 68,000 cases of the coveted treats were handed out.
To find out if the Baton Rouge area has Girl Scout cookies, you can download the Cookie Finder app in the App Store or on Google Play. Girl Scout cookie season ends on March 22nd.
Well, that's all the time we have for today, but don't forget to keep up with us on TigerTV.tv.
Thanks for watching and have a great night, Tigers.